For watching Times News with me, Dave Kadama. First, the headlines. Former President Peter Mutharika calls for development-conscious leaders in DPP. Dodma releases funds for the 2024-25 lean season response program. And in other news, fire has destroyed property worth millions belonging to JTI Leaf Malawi. We have these and other stories, please stay. Peter Mutharika has called for development-cautious leaders in DPP. Mutharika said this during the Democratic Progressive Party's elective convention currently underway at Comesa Hall in Blantyre. Mutharika called on delegates to vote for candidates with integrity who can help in developing the party and the nation. All positions are up for grabs except that of the president and vice president for the northern region, with those contesting, namely Peter Mutharika and Japim Hango, going unopposed. One Step Foundation Executive Director Moses Malabu has called for mental health awareness among street-connected children. Malabu said this in Lilongwe when his organization, in collaboration with Girl Up Elevate Malawi, conducted training for street-connected children.
These kids, they lack training like those, and once we are training them, it's like we are changing them. It's like part of changing their mind, transforming them from the street life to a normal life. So we are very happy, and these trainings we need more and more. And we are asking a lot of organizations, even individuals who have been blessed with different skills to come in and train them in terms of entrepreneurship and I can say a normal life, a living life, even in terms of teaching them about good life.
Girl Up Elevate Malawi Vice President Pumzire Njere said that children should be nurtured so that they grow well.
The time that you can implant values and goals in a child, in a person, is while they're still young. If you do it while they're older, because of various experiences in life, it may be difficult for them to accept these ideologies. But if you do it while they're young, it gives them a boost, a starting chance for them to actually thrive in the future, because these ideas are what they'll be working towards. They'll build the goals with these ideas in mind, therefore setting them up to be beneficial citizens in society in the future.
99 youth from Chikwawa who were undergoing a week-long camp have been encouraged to transform their communities through skills and knowledge gained. President of the Malawi Red Cross Society, Innocent Magia, said this at the conclusion of the camp, which has accommodated 50 boys for the first time since its inception in 2016. Selina Dambola has the details.
The youth, who are mostly learners from various secondary schools in Chikwawa, have been empowered with various skills such as reproductive health, entrepreneurship, education, human rights, psychosocial help and mental health, and are now ready to go back into their communities changed. Malawi Red Cross Society President Innocent Magia said the inclusion of boys is to ensure that nobody is being left behind.
We thought it was that we could also involve the boys, so it's a boys and girls camp for the Camp 24. We have a project known as the Community Resilient Project. Our main aim for this particular project is to equip our communities that they should be resilient to situations.
Sarah Zakau, a volunteer with the Danish Red Cross, called on the youth to transform their communities.
Well, I believe that this camp has been very important and beneficial in making a change for the youth in Malawi. I have learned a lot about all the challenges that you face as a youth in Malawi. There are a lot of challenges such as peer pressure and difficulties in getting funding for your education and other things.
And one of the youth, Catherine Gangu, a Form 3 learner at Mitondo CDSS, said she will apply what she has learned to fulfill her ambitions.
In working as a group for boys and girls, we can fight our challenges that we face in our everyday life.
The 2024 camp has been held under the theme United and Equal Partners in Overcoming Our Challenges.
The Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DODMA, has released 200 million kwacha to councils for beneficiary identification targeting the 2024-25 lean season food insecurity response program. Wezi Gausi has this report.
In an interview, DODMA spokesperson Chipiriro Kamula says the dispensed funds range from 2 million to 20 million, depending on the population expected to benefit from the program. He says, according to the Malawi Vulnerability Assessment Committee, a total of 5.7 million people are projected to be food insecure between October this year and March 2025 and will require food assistance.
So this is a very important exercise as it is going to assist us in identifying the most vulnerable and the right beneficiaries for the program.
Parliamentary Committee on Agriculture Chairperson Samir Suleiman applauded the department for the early identification processes. In June, the second round Agriculture Production Estimate Survey preliminary figures showed that about 2 million farming families, approximately 9 million people, were food insecure in the country.
The Malawi Police Service has arrested at least 696 people for allegedly committing various crimes across the country. They have also recovered various items, including 2 vehicles which were allegedly stolen in South Africa. Pempero Malimba reports.
National Police spokesperson Peter Karaya said the arrests were made through a special operation dubbed Operation Kutwa, which was carried out between Wednesday and Friday last week. Karaya said the suspects are connected to various crimes such as robbery, trafficking in person, possession of counterfeit products, vandalism of government property, drug trafficking, possession and selling of medical products without a license.
Others who committed not so serious crimes were quickly charged and sentenced by the court. In terms of the recovered properties, well, they are in these police stations and they'll be used as the evidences when these cases are brought before court from tomorrow morning.
Operation Kutwa, which is regionally organized and coordinated by Interpol headquarters in Zimbabwe, was done concurrently across the Southern African Community Development Region by individual police forces in their respective countries to bust out and dismantle criminal syndicates involved in transnational crimes in the region. In Malawi, the operation was conducted jointly between the police and government departments such as the Department of Immigration and Citizenship Services, Malawi Bureau of Standards, and Copyright Society of Malawi, COSOMA.
Meanwhile, Zomba City Mayor Christopher Jana has bemoaned the tendency by some police officers who get drunk during working hours. Jana was speaking during the opening of Old Naisi Police Unit in the city, where he called on police officers to be exemplary. Jana speaks with our reporter Gerson Maloa.
But there are few police officers whereby they forget that they're police officers. They even get drunk where they're working, which now declare their job. So I was asking them, if you're on duty, I think you can excuse yourself from drinking. But when you're free, you can go and have a drink. There's no problem.
Community members mobilized resources for the construction of the unit. Eastern Region Police Commissioner Babram Jengatsiga was guest of honor and had this to say.
That we have taken note. But you know, where you have a group of people, you should be able to find some bad apples, but that doesn't mean that the police is bad. We are working very hard every day to continue instilling discipline in our officers, and you agree with me that we have improved quite a lot. So we will continue improving, building on the improvement that we have already done so far, and we pledge to continue having very disciplined officers as we proceed with saving the community.
Fire has destroyed property worth millions belonging to JTI Leaf Malawi Limited at a rented warehouse at Kanengo in Lilongwe. The fire, which started on Sunday morning, gutted the warehouse, which was housing bales of tobacco among other properties. Lilongwe City Council acting Chief Fire Officer Gideon Mwanza said the extent of the fire forced the council to seek help from other government departments. Mwanza explains to our reporter, Pempero Malimba.
Firstly, we used the defensive approach. We couldn't manage to go inside because of the size, because of whatever was burning. It was already at the third stage, at the flaming stage, or fully developed, which is very dangerous in terms of risk and life-related issues. So we used the strategy that is defensive. We are fighting from the outside. It means now for the inside, it's now we have changed the pattern. Since we have done it defensively, then we are now trying to do offensive. That is now we are fighting through inside, so that make sure that at least things will get done.
JTI Corporate Affairs and Communications Officer Limbani Kakome said the company, in collaboration with fire safety authorities, will conduct thorough investigations to ascertain the cause of the fire. Minister of Local Government Richard Chimwendo Banda has asked chiefs from the northern region to take cultural festivals as a tool to unite people. Chimwendo Banda said chiefs should avoid being used by politicians as this affects development. Sam Kalimera was there and now reports.
Chimwendo Banda was speaking at this year's Mdauku wa Tonga, a cultural festival which was held on a Saturday at Msani in the area of Traditional Authority Mkumbira in Nkagabe district. The ceremony attracted chiefs from almost all the districts in the northern region who witnessed traditional dances from the Tonga people. The festival put together politicians, business people and academicians. Chimwendo Banda said it is unfortunate that some politicians want to divide Malawians by spreading lies about President Lazarus Chakwera and the current government.
But I'm telling now the society to detect and know that these are lies. The onus for us as government is to bring civic education to the people, to tell them that when somebody is lying to them, they should sit down and listen and know that these are lies.
He then advised organizers of the Mdauku wa Tonga to continue promoting education and environmental conservation if the district is to mold a good future for the youth. Chairperson of Mdauku wa Tonga, John Kalengasaka, said their plan is to develop Msani to be a center for Tonga culture where a museum will be built among other structures.
We will establish a center for Mdauku wa Tonga culture or Mdauku wa Tonga, and therefore we will be able to construct here a set of facilities including a museum, a small library, and small houses which depict the culture of the Tonga people.
In his remarks, Senior Chief Mkumbira, who chairs Nkatabe Chiefs Council, said the Tongas will continue pushing for development for their area in all sectors. This year's Mdauku wa Tonga was celebrated under the theme, Our Environment, Our Future.
Bishop Joseph Fumbwe of the Evangelical Lutheran Church has urged his congregation in Mulanje to adopt irrigation farming to combat the ongoing hunger crisis in the district. Fumbwe made the call at Nambiranje ground after donating solar panels, pesticides and cassava stems to church members of Mulomba and Tujira parishes. He emphasized the importance of self-sufficiency. Bishop Fumbwe speaks with Gresham Gama.
No, the church doesn't have much resources. With the little that we have, we decided we should give them actually something to fish with. Not just the fish, but something to fish with. So today what you have seen me present are irrigation equipments, starting with the solar equipments that each set has 250, but they are combined to making watts of over 500 for each one of them. All these are an effort on our part to try and alleviate their suffering, alleviate the poverty. It's not because the church has so much to give, no, but it's because the church has the heart.
And that's the news for now. Before we go, a look at the headlines once again. Former President Peter Mutharika calls for development-conscious leaders in DPP. Dodma releases funds for the 2024-25 Lean Season Response Program. And in other news, fire has destroyed property worth millions belonging to JTI Leaf Malawi. You've been with me, Dave Gadama. Stay tuned to Times TV.